Gits and Hits TV show. I'm John Ford.
I'm David Southway.
I'm Chris Wood.
And I'm Chris Criddle.
And over the next foreseeable, we'll be discussing all sorts of things. We know not what at this stage. Suffice to say, so much has happened this week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What were you doing last weekend? Because I had a weekend on my own, which was a bit of a result. Yeah, Mrs. F went away.
Really?
And my daughter was away as well. The two boys live elsewhere. And you guys are single, but, you know, we are married. So would you say that's a result?
An absolute result. The thing is, the house is to yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody else there.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
And if you feel like running around and cheering, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, it's my house again.
With just your pants on.
You wear pants?
Wait, no. I dropped my daughter off somewhere, you see, and I got a takeaway on the way home. And then what started on the telly, because it was on a bit later? The FA Cup.
Oh, no.
5:30 kickoff. Arsenal-Chelsea. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah. No, I did.
Politely.
No, I did. No, good game. Good game.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Good game. It's my British force.
I've only seen the last 10 minutes.
I did, because I was ready for Doctor Who. I was scared it was going to go into extra time, because that would have messed up.
But it was a 5:30 kickoff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Normally it's 3 o'clock. I think last year it was 5:30.
Yeah.
But you know, I was just sat there. I think 5:30. What's going on here? It
Yeah.
was all right, but I mean, back in the day, which I know is a banned expression for yourself, but back in the day, it used to be on at 3 o'clock, and it was a 3-day event, wasn't it?
But it's about money now.
Oh yeah.
It's about, I mean, it's always been about money, but even more so now, isn't it?
Yeah.
In as much as they're saying, if we do advertising in the morning, we can promote everything we like heavily about what's happening in the afternoon. We can get everybody out doing shopping, spending money in the morning, so they heavily advertise it beforehand, and then they bring it back at 5:30. When if you think about it, at the end, it was finishing, and there was nothing else you could do. But now, of course, at 5:30. You watch the TV. It's done. For
but I miss the old days. It started on a Thursday night with Top of the Pops FA Cup special.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
And then there was It's a Knockout FA Cup special over the weekend. There were all these quiz shows. Everything was FA Cup themed, and it was on 2 channels, wasn't it? So
BBC and ITV.
Yeah. And they had cameras on board the coaches when they kept losing the picture and everything. But it was also exciting. But it just seems to be a bit rubbish now. Doesn't it?
You know what it is?
What?
It's corporate.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They want to make sure they sell the corporate boxes so that people can stay there, kept there 10 o'clock in the morning, they have lunch, a bit of dinner, a bit of alcohol to go with it, and they make a day of it, and they can make it last all the way through so it's worth selling as a corporate event.
But I miss the old days. I mean, when I was younger, we used to go to my Uncle Tom's to watch it because he had colour telly, we had black and white. It was that special.
Yeah.
I see, we get snuck in down the local social club.
Did you?
Yeah, because they switched the lights off. They had a big colour TV in those days. Colour TV.
Colour.
We'd get snuck in from the side door so we could watch it. Everyone else was boozing away. We had a shandy or a lemonade if we were lucky. And watching a colour telly.
Can you remember when you got a colour telly at home?
Yes, I can. Yep, 1974, a week before Princess Anne's wedding.
That was
My
early
mother
on.
said, I'm going to do nothing else, so spend all our money
Yeah.
on a colour television, and we had it a week before Princess Anne's wedding, and we opened our doors to the whole street. We had a whole living room full of people watching Princess Anne's wedding.
Well,
You know, I've got to say that's important. That is, that he had a house full of people. The only person that won't invite us around his house is him.
And him.
So there was a time when you invited people in the Criddle household.
You see, when I was with someone, I mean, obviously with mother and father then, or with the wife. Now I'm on my own. I like my own space.
Yeah, but the difference is, I think there was another point here. It goes with the football, and with you being by yourself at home.
What's that?
You ran around the house with your pants on. Perhaps that's what he does. And in fairness, I wouldn't want to see that anyway.
Have you been looking through the windows? Are you sure? I mean, the curtains are open until 9:30 these days. It's 7 lights outside.
I remember when Princess Anne got married as well. We had black and white telly, but our next door neighbours had colour television, and they were on holiday at the time. But you know when your mums and dads always had a key to next door.
Always, or under the flower pot.
We used to go and feed the cat or water the plants or whatever. She said, "Should we go and watch the wedding in colour next door?" So we all trooped next door. They're on holiday. They didn't know we were going in, so we all decamped to watch the royal wedding in colour. Yeah.
Did they find out?
Yeah.
Did you own up?
I think she told them. Yeah. I was quite young at the time, 1974, wasn't it?
Well, my
Long time
brother
ago.
was the first one to have a colour telly in our family, and I remember once he was sat down to watch The Wizard of Oz, and at the beginning of Wizard of Oz is in black and white.
Yeah.
So he sat there and thought, it's in black. I'm not watching this. So he missed the whole film because he thought all of it was in black and white.
Well, taking that a
good.
stage further, with
Yeah.
black and white. Do you remember when we had black and white TV and colour was available,
Yeah.
but you couldn't afford it?
No.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
then they produced the screen to go on the front of the TV.
yes, the magic
Remember
screen.
the magic
Yes,
screen?
yes.
That you'd stick it on the front of the TV. Well,
Yeah.
it would stick on the front of your television, but it was calibrated with colours. So
Yeah.
they geared up on the basis that in the middle of the screen, most people would be faces, so it was
Yeah.
pinkish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The top it was blue and the bottom it was green.
Yeah.
And so if you were filming somebody with people in it,
Yeah.
watching that, it was okay because the colours worked. But if it was anything else,
No,
the colours
it didn't,
work.
no.
But it was held as a, it's a cheap way of getting colour.
And do you remember as well, when BBC Two first started, they were in colour,
Yeah.
but we only had black and white telly. And they had pot black on the telly, the snooker.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the
Yes,
snooker?
yes.
Watching the snooker in black and white?
Yeah.
How could you tell what colours were the balls?
Well, it was easy, wasn't it? Because Whispering Ted Lowe would say, he's just going for the pink now, and for those of you watching in black and white, that's the one behind the green.
That's right, it was
Yeah.
a famous
Classic line.
Famous saying.
Classic. Can you still buy black and white tellies?
Yes, you can.
Yeah?
You can still get them. They need to be modified, and you can still get a black and white license. They
Really?
reckon 10,000 black and white licenses are sold every single year.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Now, are there 10,000 black and white tellies, or a few porcupines being
Well, I
sold?
don't know. Look, I mean, all these beautiful colours here. I mean,
Yeah.
the director might turn the colour off and put us in black and white in a minute. You never know. Might be lucky.
Well, that's for old kids. We grew up in black and white. The world was black and white until 1970, you know.
Well,
So,
it's true, this,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Because people used to say when it came out first, wasn't it? It's like having a window on the world in the corner of the room. Well, I didn't know, because I only had black and white. But you just think, wow, must be good. And you used to stand outside of the TV stores, didn't you? Looking at the
colour
colour
sets.
television.
Yeah, yeah.
But taking your point that you can still buy them, can you still buy a new black and white television then?
No. They have to be, they've got to be old, and they have to be modified with a digital box.
Well, you can see, but because that's the other thing. You go into the charity shops; they've always got lots of TVs for sale, haven't they? With the old cathode
What's
ray
to
thing.
stop you buying a black and white telly then, and just turning the colour down on your new smart TV?
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can get it down to pure black and white these days anyway, and you'll get caught.
Yeah.
Will you?
You can try it if you like.
Oh, you've tried it, eh?
I will try.
Something you're doing, is it?
I'll try it. I'll try it.
We'll come and visit you in prison, don't worry.
Speak for yourself. They might recognise me.
How do they catch you these days? Because you remember the detective vans
Oh,
used
the
to
big
come
aerial
around
on the
with
top. Yeah.
sort of search you out. Do they still have those?
I've not seen it around recently, no.
It's going to be handheld.
Yeah,
now,
they've
isn't
probably
it?
got a little
It's
gadget
gonna
now,
be handheld.
yeah, a little widget.
I never saw one of those vans when I was younger, but I would imagine if you looked out and they were outside your house, it'd be like MI5 or CIA.
Turn the telly
No,
off.
I did see one once. Actually, true. In our road,
Right.
I did actually see one. And of course, you go around knocking all your friends and say, "There's a van outside."
Turn your telly
we all
off.
went out. Of course, obviously, everyone in the street knew
Yeah.
there was a van there. So whoever didn't have a license, obviously,
Yeah.
quickly switched the TV off. But it was great watching for us.
Did you
We
always
just-
have TV licence?
Yeah. Well, my dad always told me we did.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware. Yeah.
We didn't.
Oh, David.
So when the van came around,
Don't tell me. There was a tablecloth and flowers on top.
well, they used to say that they didn't. It didn't need to be switched on. They would still pick up the signal.
Really?
That's,
Oh, I didn't
that's
know
what
that.
they said.
Okay.
But my dad used to gamble on the basis that they wouldn't pick it up. But he'd say, "I've just seen the van up the road, so we'd have to unplug the TV."
Well, you didn't think they could pick it up in the loft?
So, and he'd move the TV out of the lane.
All right.
Yeah, honestly.
Because a lot of people had the TV in a big cabinet behind doors, didn't they?
Yes.
The really posh people, you know, because they'd say, "Oh, we haven't got a television," you know, but they did really. It was the cupboard in the corner. You know?
Well, there's a funny story about that
Yeah.
because I worked in retail many years ago, selling televisions and whatever,
Yeah.
in an area of Bristol called Hartcliffe.
Oh, yeah.
So this is when Hartcliffe wasn't as nice and salubrious as it is now. And we used to sell TVs, and people would come in and they'd say, I'm on Social, and Social had given me a voucher to buy some furniture. So I'd like
1 minute.
I'd like a colour TV.
Yeah.
So you go, we can have colour TV, it's not furniture. If it's got doors on it, we can have a colour TV. So you could get away with it by putting doors on it because it was classed as a piece of furniture rather than a television. They would get away with having this. And you'd deliver it to this house, it would just have a tatty old chair and an odd table and a beautiful colour TV in the corner of the room, paid for by social services.
And a lovely piece of furniture. it was.
Lovely.
Furniture.
That's cabinet.
Yeah, that's posh.
Lovely.
Posh.
So yeah, TVs. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Good.
Very good. Plenty more to talk about. We've no idea what we will be talking about. We'll be back very shortly. If you want to interact with us, by the way, all the details are on the screen now. And if there's a topic you'd like us to discuss, you're very welcome to get in touch with us on Twitter or on Facebook, and the rest of the details which are on screen now. We're the Old Gits from the Old Gits and Hits radio show, and this is the Old Gits Unplanned.